The Oozaru form of the Saiyan race, or more commonly referred to as Great Ape, is a giant monkey-like creature that the Saiyans have the ability to transform into from a gaze at the full moon, increasing their already fearsome power by a great deal. In GT, the scientific term for this was called Blutz waves, but very early on in Dragon Ball, the Oozaru form was made obsolete by the emergence of new, much more powerful forms. Super Saiyan 1 through 3 have already been shown to be many times more powerful than the Great Ape transformation, and with the events that took place in Dragon Ball Super, obtaining the power of the gods and manipulating God Ki has even made the previous Saiyan forms less than optimal as well. However, in Dragon Ball Super Broly, a new power was discovered that really shook up the Dragon Ball universe. Broly, a homeless Saiyan who had taken refuge on a toxic planet along with his father, had been recruited by Frieza and taken to Earth. Upon arrival, Frieza's plan to test the true depths of Broly's power, as well as finish off both Goku and Vegeta, took place as the fight of a lifetime was held on Earth. Post-tournament of power, Goku and Vegeta are stronger than they've ever been before, but even the power of Super Saiyan God isn't enough for this strange power that Broly wielded. The power of the Oozaru form has gained relevance once again as Broly brought forth a new form, harnessing the power of the Great Ape and Super Saiyans while maintaining a humanoid appearance, allowing him to go toe-to-toe and even overwhelm the forces of two Super Saiyan Blues. Making the power of the Great Ape relevant again is something I personally never would have thought to see made canon in Dragon Ball, even though Super Saiyan 4 was such a huge success, but the information on such power is still scarce when we really don't even know the requirements to use it. But ancient power like this dates back long before even Broly, back to the times of pyramids and temples, and a king that ruled over all. This is Dragon Ball Super Yamoshi by Thibaut the Boom, a story dating back millions of years before the birth of both Goku and Vegeta, as we learn about not only the origin of the Super Saiyan God, but the dynamics of the Saiyan's true original powers. When we last left off, Yamoshi had been summoned by the king along with his squad mate Kabara. Neither of them know exactly what the king wants with them, but a mission they had previously would probably be the best bet. During their last mission, after completing their hunt, Yamoshi goes off to investigate a very strange stench overtaking the planet, and when he arrives at the source, what he finds will haunt him forever as the mutilated bodies of dead Saiyans lay with their limbs scattered across the wasteland, and in a river not too far from him stands the man responsible that has been haunting Yamoshi's dreams ever since that day. If you guys want to check out Dragon Ball Super Yamoshi for yourselves, the link to the original fan manga will be down below in the description box, as well as a link to Thibaut's channel, so be sure to go show your support to the creator. Also, if you guys haven't already, be sure to click that notification bell down below to never miss an upload, and if you're enjoying the Dragon Ball content, consider leaving a like as well for our final video of 2019 and the decade. So let's try to get this one to maybe 4,000 likes. I know we can do it, guys, but without further ado,
I got swords on my back, time my ride back. Ninjas with me, niggas, throwing stars at these bitches. Eating ramen noodles in the hood with my niggas.
as Yamoshi stands frozen from the memory of what he saw a week prior on his team's last mission, Kabara has to yell at him to get him to finally snap out of it. As they continue on their path to the king, they finally come upon a staircase leading straight to their destination. When they arrive at the top of the staircase, a deep voice calls out to them saying, "Long time no see, Yamoshi." Sitting at the throne is the king, but not just any ruler. The king is a powerful Saiyan who was elected by the people to be the leader and governor of the land. The interesting thing, however, is that the king also controls the legendary power of the Oozaru while in a base Super Saiyan-like state that they've dubbed the Ikari form, in which the king stays in pretty much all of the time but has never really given his reason for this. He says that he wishes to talk to them about what they saw a week prior, about the murderer, and with a menacing gaze coming from his golden eyes, he says, and more exactly, the victims. He goes on to say that lately strange occurrences and changes have been happening on their planet, and the people haven't been acting the same for months now, and on top of that, many of the plants and animals are dying with no explanation. Now that they think about it, all of this does seem to tie together, as Yamoshi remembers the merchant that attempted to sell him the foul-smelling apple, with Kabara agreeing that the people of the village have become much more aggressive recently, But this is when the king says that all of these elements look to be related to a person that Yamoshi knows extremely well. An imminent threat. A known member of Yamoshi's team that disappeared during a mission and was never found. All of these strange occurrences, blights, and mishaps started with the disappearance of this being as we see him tower over the old man that was watching Yamoshi nights prior while he slept. This Saiyan had a very serious disease where his S cells were extremely abnormal, causing him to have outbursts of madness upon other things, and then, all of a sudden, it all begins to make sense to Yamoshi, saying that it seems like he didn't dream of the figure he saw that one day, but that it was actually him. The Saiyan none other than one he used to call friend, Kanba. He was the one that was responsible for the massacre that Yamoshi saw the week prior, the one who tore a helpless group of Saiyans to shreds through the outburst seemingly caused by his disease. Both Kabura and Yamoshi stand conflicted on the situation, being that this is an old friend as they look to the king for a plan. The king says that while his method may seem extreme, it is in the best interest for everyone as he looks for Kabura to build a ship in order for them to send Kanba to Planet Plant. Kabura agrees to build the ship, saying that he should have it done by next week, with Yamoshi taking the responsibility of informing the Mad Saiyan of the plan. Kanba is a Saiyan much like Broly that holds tremendous latent power through his own means, as Yamoshi recalls the very last mission they went on together. Kanba didn't need the power of the Uzaru, and he's still yet to master the Ikari form like the king. He's just abnormally stronger than most people because of his disease, which heavily disturbs his S cells. He was able to kill a gigantic monster in just a single punch, but soon after he fell to the disease once again, losing all control of his power. In a devastating flash, an explosion leveled the entire wasteland, annihilating all signs of life for miles. As Yamoshi heads off, he's tracking Kanba basically just off of his scent, and he can sense that he's stopped at an island far away from the village, but something is strange, even though Kanba has to know the danger he represents. Yamoshi lands, and although he does smell Kanba here, he senses something else too, but knows he must approach his former friend. As Yamoshi approaches the base of the cave, he yells out to Kanba, telling him to come on out because he already knows he's here. Eyes begin to glow out of the darkness of the cave as a menacing power begins to show itself. The Saiyan Kanba steps out of the shadows. Kanba, assumed to have gone completely mad from his disease, doesn't even seem to recognize Yamoshi, who has come to just talk about the disease, but it seems like Kanba would rather fight, as Yamoshi tries to talk some sense into him, but to no avail. Kanba, having gone insane now, fires wildly at Yamoshi, but misses thankfully, and then he seems to snap out of it and gain his senses back as he holds his head in pain. Now that the Saiyan is able to communicate, Yamoshi tells Kanba that he's come to talk about a disease, to which he assumes Kanba is already aware of the risk. Kanba hangs his head in shame as he says that the murders have multiplied, but he just can't control his power, and even attempting to live in hiding from everyone hasn't changed anything. After their last mission and the explosion that he himself caused, Kanba says that he was in an extremely bad shape and on the brink of death pretty much, and to be honest, he has no clue how he survived, but even at this point in time, they are already aware that Saiyans grow quite a bit stronger after a near-death experience, and since that day, his energy or aura has been contaminating anything that it comes in contact with. Yamoshi deduces that both his power and the problems occurring on the planet are linked, and this is when he starts to go on to tell Kanba that the king has requested to send him to Planet Plant, but out of nowhere, that same stench that filled the air 1 week ago, before Yamoshi discovered all of those bodies, the same smell from the merchant begins to reek the entire cave, but somehow it isn't coming from Kanba this time, as Yamoshi's face turns pale as he notices something devastating. Yamoshi immediately comes up with some quick-witted excuse to leave immediately, as he says that he has to join Phasalis once again, but when he flies off, Kanba already knows the truth. Kanba says that it seems Yamoshi has finally realized that the war has started and a point of no return is upon them now. That stench wasn't a smell of rotting corpses or a decaying planet. The infected Saiyans aren't just left for dead or to turn to dust. They become corrupt beings called evil Saiyans. Yamoshi books it as fast as he can back to the king's temple as he panics the entire time, exclaiming how much danger the entire planet is in. When Yamoshi reaches the king once more, he tells him that it's much worse than they originally thought, as Kamba isn't alone and more Saiyans are contaminated as well. An entire army of those with power beyond the Uzaru, as we've seen firsthand what a Saiyan like Kamba can do. But as Yamoshi stands breathless from panic at what he's just discovered, the king rises from the throne as calm as ever, saying that it seems the war has finally been declared. Kamba, while already wielding power beyond that of the Uzaru, has accumulated an army of contaminated Saiyans that harness power similar to his already incredible strength, which has already been shown to take out targets tens of times larger than he. But the king has this sense of calmness about him that doesn't go unnoticed, as even though Kamba and his army hold dangerously evil power that most people would collapse before, the king has mastered the legendary Ikari Super Saiyan form to the point where he stays in it pretty much all of the time, much like how Goku and Gohan did when mastering Super Saiyan. With both Yamoshi and the king having this legendary Saiyan power, a plan to defeat the evil Saiyans for good may come about, but for Yamoshi, the greatest test of his life is just around the corner as his own power is about to be pushed to the ultimate limit. That's gonna do it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching until the end. As always, if you made it this far, I really hope you all enjoyed the video. This one was packed with a ton of information regarding what happened during not only Yamoshi's flashback, but we also got to meet the king and war was declared, so we had a ton of stuff to cover. Down below in the comments, let me know your thoughts on the evil Saiyans versus the Ikari Saiyan form. We've kinda seen a little from both, but Kamba just has this devastating power that almost killed himself damn near, so this war has a lot on the line right now. Before we get out of here, I just want to thank you guys so much for an unbelievable 2019 that has honestly changed my life. I couldn't ask for a better community, and I appreciate every single one of you guys, whether you've been here from the beginning or maybe this is the first video of mine that you found. I appreciate all of you guys, and cheers to an even better 2020. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss the best Dragon Ball content dropping in the new year. And also, if you are enjoying the content, consider leaving a like as well, and let's try to get the very last video of 2019 to 4,000 likes. I know we can make this final push, guys. We've done it so many times before, it's completely possible. But also, don't forget to follow me on both Twitch and Twitter to keep up with me and all Dragon Ball related content. But anyways, have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.